Lady Smith Black Mombazo, nigga. Like I'm just like, all right, yeah, I got one good joint out of there that I might play again, but just we just absorb content now. Like,
Y'all can hear this in the background.
yeah,
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna keep fucking with StreamYard. I really like fucking StreamYard, dog. Like
yeah,
this shit,
maybe I'll cross over. Yeah,
this shit is straight. Um,
Shit
I'm
look like we already started.
I just start recording. You
yeah,
know,
you
like
just
say,
gotta, yeah,
I mean, we here. We
that's the
here.
good shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know if we're gonna call it an episode of Shop Talk or episode of your show, Eric. Name of your show is like a podcast or whatever.
No, it could be a shop talk because I haven't touched Isla Pal itself in a minute.
Okay.
And yeah, like right now I'm working on some weird shit that like is so normal it's weird. So, we get into that.
he said it's so normal that
It's
it's weird.
so normal it's weird. It's like I grew up on Ninja Turtles, right? Like that shit
Mhm.
was like it was not a game to me, bro. Like it
Like
was very, very serious. And me and my man Larry was set up like every episode. Like we had the nigga on like bungee cords and shit. Like we wasn't fucking around. And so, like, you grow up with some shit and it's important to you. One reason or another, I was, got my daughter like a little ninja outfit for this Comic Con, this little convention we was about to do. And, at that point in time, I was like, damn, Shredder is like one of the coldest niggas ever. Like, if you like really just like every aspect of Shredder is kind of dope. Like, there's like 50 facts about the nigga that's ill. Like, the fact that Uncle Phil was Shredder, you know what I mean? Like that's wild in and of itself. But then you peel apart like the old one, and it was like, no, this nigga is meant to kind of look like Uncle Phil if he was
for
like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like the nigga had the George Jefferson receding hairline,
I
and he
never
was
realized that, like back in the day, the cartoon characters end up looking like the person who voiced them.
mm-hmm.
In Lion King, like that hyena looked like
Yeah,
Whoopi.
yeah. Yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
When you
Yeah.
see it, like you don't
She had
realize it.
black lips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Like
sure. It had
she had
the
the
hair
yeah,
was
she
like
had the dread, yeah, she had the locks and everything.
we
Yeah.
probably was like, and to your point, he did look like Uncle Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like Uncle Phil if he was like,
Kind of look
like a
like
little
you, actually. Now that I think about it,
exactly. And
you kind of
so
look like Shredder,
I'm
man.
that same convention, right? I'm sitting there and I just like, what I'm saying, I wore my little shit because it was like, all right, I'm gonna do a little Uncle Phil Shredder crossover. So instead of bringing like a weapon, I had pool cue. It was Lucille, you know what I'm saying? It was just like crying, break out Lucille. And it was like, you know what I'm saying? We put that in. And we kind of ran with that. I had like, I'm already balding, but like I actually exaggerated the cut like at the top, like I had like George Jefferson it out or George Costanza it out, and yeah, I grew the beard in, and we were just, I was just walking around this convention, just crying, just like trying to, and at that time, the voice was killing me to do. So like I like self train to just drop in and out of it whenever I want, like what I'm saying. So to that's like I didn't go to a school for that. Like
Yeah,
that's just kind of some shit I grew up with.
yeah, that's crazy. Side note, damn, that pool stick was Lucille. Wasn't
Yeah,
Negan's back
Yes,
called?
it was.
it's also Lucille, which I have a
Lucy.
character where I play Negan
Like
with a bat named yeah.
I think I might be Negan for Halloween.
Yeah, no,
And
it's a great costume.
side note, um, my dog, I won't say his name because he's staying right there. I want him to continue to be asleep. His name was actually gonna be Negan before it was UMAR.
Yeah,
His name was gonna be Negan, and I was gonna give him like the
do,
red bandana around his neck.
yeah.
do you remember the point in Walking Dead when Negan just got like too oppressive? It was like, come on, man. Like
I
how
I
much
might
more
have,
can you kick them while they down?
bro. I might have been like maybe I want to say maybe a couple of volumes ahead of the show by reading it, and the Kirkman dog. I fucking hate Robert Kirkman because he just like the same way he does with Invincible. He like I've read all of Invincible. I have every volume of Invincible and just had to get to it, like get to the end of it. And he's just like he beats the shit out of his main characters, like that's like a running theme in a Robert Kirkman production is that like the main characters have to go through way too much. So there are points where it's like you just tap out because it's like this dude is I don't know what kind of sick enjoyment he gets out of seeing like the guts of his main characters, but
Man,
yeah,
I tell
I don't
you,
want to be a part of it, dog.
that Negan saga, when everybody was just in their feelings about Glenn, you know what I'm saying? And it was brutal. It was brutal. But like that's not what made me not like The Walking Dead. Like the show just got bad.
It
Yeah.
just it's a like there's a point in the book. The book ends where they're just like, all right, this is kind of the world, and now we kind of figured out a way to get back to like 1875. You know what I mean? Where it's like the world is kind of operating on that kind of technology, and they just kind of accept it, and it's just like, all right, everybody, there's still you still got your dicks out there. It's like, okay, we got it.
I finished the series out, and then I just watched this Rick and Michonne one that just came on, which was pretty good.
Brother, I tapped out once we found out who the boss was, and I was like, oh god, not rinse and repeat, bro. I'm not doing it. So I jumped out of that plane.
Now I started watching some of the spinoffs, but I couldn't. Like Fear the Walking Dead, I did like the first season and a half. It was another spinoff. I started to try to watch Daryl. Daryl, I got 2 episodes in. I wasn't sure.
I'm all set, bro. My time is so like I just don't have the time. Like I'm parenting. Like I haven't even had a chance to watch as much wrestling. Like I'm aware of
days.
I know,
really
and I'm aware of what's going on, but like just to be able to like sit down.
Matter of fact, let's get this shit kicked off officially. You know what I'm saying? Let me run this intro.
This episode is being recorded out of Shop Talk Podcast Studio in Oak Park, Michigan. For more information, visit shoptalkpodcaststudio.com.
Over West Side, everybody know everybody, right? I got nothing but love in my heart for West Side niggas, nothing but love.
Yeah. Pink suits with hats to match. Big crocodiles and Cadillacs. You looking for the fattest sacks. This is where it's at. Windows tinted, seats fully reclined. Keep the hands on the burner, cause niggas know that it's money on our mind.
Yo, what up, though? It's your man Jay Johnson, aka the tinfoil hat titan, aka the conspiracy realist, aka the technology snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text him with your green bubbles, aka I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach. Also known as Juice, because all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, because you can't roam without me. Mr. If you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark because they couldn't find another animal just like me, aka the West Side T'Challa, the new leader of Wakanda. Don't debate me, debate your mama. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. What up?
What up, though? It's your man Dame, 3_313, the West Side landlord, the pride of PA, High Chief Dame, don't fuck around, the liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame, and the David Ruffin of the Shop Talk Podcast, because you know who the fuck they came to see. Not you, Otis. It's no better than these 4 letters. Thank God for Dame. And if you're speaking on Dame, you better say it nice. And if you don't put the boss in front, then bitch, you're not saying it right. It's the Honorable Judge Boss Dame and this bitch. All rise. I am a motherfucking black belt. And man, anytime I'm in front of the motherfucking mic, it's time for the Kumite. Let's go. Let's fight. We having a handicap match.
Hell yeah.
We got a special guest this week. I know he brought some intros, so I'm just going. I don't know if he did, but I know he did. So I'm gonna throw it to him to do the intros.
What up, though, loved ones? It is I, compelling protagonist of Violet Power Claim, Handsome Bane, aka Solo Brett the Hitman Hart. Hey, how's it going, everybody? From Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Aka Oroko Saki, aka the Shredder, aka Negan Universe. Y'all come and join the NXT t-shirt Battle Network. We got all kinds of stuff going on, brother.
Yo,
Hey man, welcome back.
Hey,
that was the first intro that had multiple voices. That
Yeah,
was
you know, you gotta come see. Listen, brother, I take this seriously. Coming on
really good.
Shop Talk Pod, because long time listener, second time caller. You know, last time we got together, it was a pretty poignant episode. That was a
Yeah, man.
You know?
It's been a while. Sometimes
yeah. I was defending the honor of I was defending the honor of Steph Curry's wife, Aisha Curry.
Which studio?
Vanilla Curry.
Was we in the first or the second studio, Dan?
I don't know.
We was in the second one. In the second
I
one.
feel like I wasn't. Yeah. Because somebody was just a little too into it. I said niggas was using it as their Fox News debut.
Yeah.
But yeah, we here.
Well, welcome back, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 442.
On you hoes.
Yeah. We back, niggas, for a whole nother week. We virtual. I really like streaming. I'll be honest with you, dog. That shit is
That's your new thing. That's your new thing.
It's so comfortable.
I like it. You feel me?
I'm not gonna wear black shirts anymore when we stream because I always fuck up the background.
Yeah, you need either an actual green screen and then that will actually look better, or use your regular background.
Come on, bro. We gotta get Dame plugging the PS5 in the TV first before we do all that.
Man, I gotta own the PS5 first.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm behind, man.
Bro, it look like I'm back in. I was saying earlier, it look like I'm about to back into my shit. I got them in the garage. We under construction. The Gold Eagle and all of that. We had to pack it away. I'm doing some stuff in here, so yeah, y'all gonna get this raw background blur.
I mean, it looked like it could be a regular background, like you insert a background.
Yeah, it could look like if I was a Mick Foley fan or some shit, it would make sense.
Garage Talk.
Yeah.
Garage Talk Podcast, right?
Yeah.
Dame, how was your week, my brother?
Man, we've been pretty good so far. Nothing exciting, man. October started, and October is always. Yeah, man. I woke up the other day and I stepped outside on the porch, and you know that smell of fall.
Yeah,
like I smelt it. Like, oh, it's here.
That shit
fall
triggered
is
my
near.
Seasonal depression. That shit triggered my seasonal depression.
That shit was like on Bone Thugs. I'm here.
Yeah, you just get it in the morning. It might be 80. Like yesterday, I was off work, so like I got up, did my normal routine. In the morning, I could smell it. By the afternoon, it was like 85. Niggas was walking around in shorts. By that evening, but by that evening, I had to pick my daughter up from work about 8 o'clock. It was dark as fuck, and it was cold, and felt like it had been raining all day. Like
it was raining all day. Yes,
I legit got 3 different seasons in a day.
Yeah, it was cold as hell this morning. I got up, take the dog out, but then about about midday, I was helping a friend take some pictures of some couple different properties or whatever, and it was warm as hell. We had to take our coats off. It was warm as hell. So
yeah, we get a lot of similar weather like that out this way because of the water. You know, it's like the water making shit go haywire right now. So we got a lot of that too. You come out and is damn near frosted, but not. But it'd be cold, and then like you'd be in the middle. If you gotta do something like some work, it get hot on you, you know. So
when I got into the car this morning, it wasn't like cold out, like necessarily cold outside, but like when I started the car up, it had that little chill to it. I was like, man, I probably should let this bitch start up for about 5 minutes before I got in. Like that shit is coming.
Yeah, we get into that time. My back window by my back door, it had frost on it because it's not really that much insulation on that one.
Yeah.
All right. That's usually what I watch the dog with when I let him out. I had to actually go outside and shit this morning. I ain't like it. Anywho,
it's like now it's just a kind of a Deadpool to figure out how long it's gonna take for my wife to break down and turn the heat on, because she get cold but don't be want to spend no money on no heat. So it's kind of,
but I mean,
the battle between that, you know.
Nah, man, ain't no battle. This is still the time where y'all can just put like double blankets on the bed and be straight.
Yeah, she'd be all right, man.
Yeah, that's all you got. I'm not turning the heat on just yet. I do got two comforters on the bed, but I'm not gonna turn the heat on just yet.
I just closed the windows this morning because it was a little bit too chilly in the house. I keep two
Go
windows.
nippy.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Let me close that fucking window.
Yeah.
You know that little second sheet that you put on. I had to get under. I got under that underneath the cover.
Bro. So we talking to
So niggas do sleep on top of the top sheet. Is that what
Bro.
you're saying? You
Yeah.
normally don't get under it.
Yeah,
Okay, because
in the wintertime for sure. But like if it ain't wintertime, I'm on top of the top sheet. But in the wintertime, you go underneath that top sheet.
so
that's so wild to me, bro. I feel like that the top sheet got to be like a membrane between you and the duvet or whatever it is that you got on there, and or like the kids will flat out like not put the top sheet on.
Yeah,
and that's blowing me. Like even when I was a high school teacher, the kids was talking about that kind of shit. Like, I don't even put the top sheet on. I was like,
just put the fitted sheet on the bed and
raw blanket, bro. I was like, nah, y'all, wow. Yeah, that's.
I feel like that's raw. I feel like that's unprotected sex.
Yeah,
that's unprotected bedding. I understand your theory because I be a nigga, and sometimes I get in the bed and I be so motherfucking tired. There's no way I can pull back the blanket and the top sheet.
No,
I just get underneath the blanket. But this is where it gets skeezy. So like, I don't even want to say this shit because this is bad. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna keep something. I'm gonna keep something. Keep an air of mystery.
Yeah. We real comfortable on these mics right now. No, I just I can't do the raw blanket, bro, because it's just like I deserve to get under this sheet, dog. Like I worked hard, dog. Bro, I'm as tired as Dr. Martin Luther King was. I'm getting in these sheets. Do yourself a favor, bro.
So look, this is the thing though, right? So in this time frame, in this weather, I don't want to go directly to the warmest. When it get cold, I gotta take the warm up and go another notch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was time to go, or I could just put the heavier blanket on. But for the winter time.
You deserve them sheets, man. Get under there. You made the bed, dog. Like you literally should sleep in it, dog.
Yeah.
This is the old nigga talk.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when the last time you bought some new pillows, my nigga?
Recently.
Probably about less than a month ago.
Like probably last week. Like I said, we're doing some work in the house, and we put them floors down, and I was echoey. Because we ripped up some carpet, put some floors down, and it's just like you can hear everything. Like I come outside my bedroom, we got the TV on like low, and it's echoing through the house, and I'm like, damn, man, these kids, I can't let them hear, like what's going on. You know what I mean? Like I was like, that's a lot of audio. So we right now working on, putting the stuff in the hallway, padding that sound because it is.
You should put like studio eggshells in the hallway.
Should be ghetto.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet.
I look like Terrence Howard putting up some bullshit on my walls.
I don't have a cultured reason. I was just expecting some company. I just want everything to be all right. Want everything to, Company ended up canceling, so I just got new pillows though. So
that's a gift you get yourself, man. Like we don't treat ourselves enough. As I feel like black men, we don't treat ourselves enough, bro. And like we should
go the extra mile. We get a haircut. Maybe get a haircut. Maybe get a manicure, possibly a pedicure from time to time.
Hey,
and we be straight. Maybe.
Hey man,
if I could
sometimes
really
you need more than that though.
I've never got a professional massage.
You should.
Yeah.
And you go on. I get them off of Groupon. They're really cheap.
And when you go to the dispensary, dog, like sometimes get the good shit, bro. Like once and celebrate, dog.
I agree.
Get the good shit.
What's good, Eric? What's good at the dispensary in Boston right now?
All right.
Because I know that's one of I know that's something interesting that you've picked up recently.
Bro, so I was a teacher trying to make the ends meet, and I went and caught from this place a couple times. Everybody was super nice. It was, these smiley white folks that was, mad helpful. And usually, I've had enough training to know that that's not always a good thing. I've seen Get Out, but at this juncture, bro, it was just like, man, I need me a second gig. I'm gonna go in here, get it, whatever. So ended up working on, we ended up, matching vibes, which was pretty much like it's really weird. Like the way that they've been able to pick personnel and like people of all backgrounds, like you I've really been exercising my pronouns, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just like that's the company I'm in. And the training there was just like really like nothing I'd ever, been a part of. Meanwhile, I'm going back over to this high school and they're treating me like shit. Like I'm the only black man on the, in the whole school. It's like 5,000 students.
And you're the
Like
only person in the whole school?
I am quite possibly the only black person in the school. There are like a couple other folks that, that are olive skinned.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like we haven't, because we weren't in the same space to have that conversation, but we knew something, we were something besides white, so I was like, oh, all right. This school really loved the police. This school really, it was just like, dog. They were talking about doing for Thanksgiving. They said, we're going to get a TikTok together and we're going to do Jailhouse Rock. And I'm like, I take one of my students to the side and I say, brother, remember when I was telling you about the school to prison pipeline? Like we had already had that conversation by Thanksgiving, bro. Like that's what I was trying to arm my students with in that situation, because it was like, I went to Michigan State to study the white man, dog. Like I know what he eats. I know how he hunts. You know what I'm saying? Like I know all his tricks, but I'm sitting there in there with them, surviving and trying to like show them how to move. We got Black Film Club, which I had to get funded on my own. Shout out to for Black Girls Inc. because they helped me out with that, like out of the drop of a hat. The homie Rochelle. But I was really in there being the diversity. And so I go across the town to Buds, where I was also the diversity, but you know what I'm saying? It was some other stuff going on over there. So we kind of, understood one another just based off of differences. So come by the end of the year, as a teacher, you kind of rely on summer pay. And they were just like, yeah, no, we don't pay you during the summer. And I was like, if I got to figure it out, you know what I mean? Like if I got to figure it out for the summer, I'm gonna just go ahead and figure it out. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'm good. I had a little scathing review of my administration.
How do they even pull that on you? Because
yeah,
that didn't come up in like a hiring conversation.
It doesn't come up in the hiring conversation. It comes up in the it comes up in the first week after it was basically abuse, bro. It was nuts. But I'm like, all right, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do it because I gotta help these kids, bro. You know what I mean? Like I gotta be here to figure it out. We're gonna get the other job. We're gonna make the ends meet over here at Buzz. We're gonna we're gonna sell weed on the side. We're gonna fly by night to save the day, basically. Okay. And I'm in there, my second gig. They respecting me, like they're taking care of us. They're giving us like free, they're giving us like free bags. They making sure that we get bonuses. They making sure that we can get commission. They're making sure that our base pay is fair. And so I get in there and I leave school. Summer comes. Like I said, if I got to figure it out, I'm gonna figure it out. one of the guys overhears me talking to somebody else about it, literally pokes his head in the door, and he's like, "You want a full-time position here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll check on it." So, they had offered me the security and investigations position. Where basically I run down, make sure, if we're missing something, we figure that out. If somebody took something, we figure that out. If we got to fire people, I got to be there, the gargoyle for that. But we ended up, I interviewed for that. And then there was another position in the city in Roxbury, where New Edition is from, that part of Boston. That the black part of Boston where I know the Boston accent has come up a couple times, and the bullshit that you guys are hearing is like the dying sound of like South Boston, where like those guys just kind of chew on the English language and let it fall out of their mouth. Here, that's Roxbury. Everybody sounds like Bobby Brown. They all sound like New Edition. So I'm still, and it's still like that over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go up to Slade's for some chicken wings, and Bobby Brown might be in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been there before when I went, and niggas was just like, "Hey, Bobby," and he was just like, "Hey." So you know what I'm saying? Like, that's any place that's black enough to house Bobby Brown like that comfortably is very, very black. So let's also like get ahead of that shit, because I know there's a lot of black erasure about the Boston area, but the niggas is out here, and they are forged in the fires of racism. Like, these are some real niggas. So I ain't want that to go unacknowledged.
I don't know much about Boston at all.
Oh yeah, no, it's different. It's way more diverse than you think.
I know one of my homegirls be out there for work all the time, and she's a foodie, and she says surprisingly, like, the food in Boston is fucking great.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You can go find some pretty good stuff. I had a restaurant called No Name out here that was the flat out the best, freshest seafood you was gonna get. Like, I think them niggas was just catching it and throwing it up to the kitchen, like, at that point, because it was that damn fresh. It was really good. But getting back to this, anyway, all that said, I go and I interview for this position. I'm going to be making programs. I'm going to be writing individualized educational program, writing IEPs. I'm like really getting my like wrist deep in the community and education and all of this. I'm really finally feel like I'm about to make the change I want to make for the kids that I want to make it for. And at the end of the interview, I know I crushed it. She says, "I'm going on vacation." This is a black woman. "I'm going on vacation Friday. If you don't hear from me before Friday, I'll talk to you next month." Next month being 3 weeks away. And I'm like, so I did both of those interviews on the same day. I was like, all right. I tried to hang in and wait for that job because it was the one I really wanted to do. And then, Buds, they were like, yeah, we're gonna, we're ready to move forward. They're sending me congratulations and stuff already. They like, dog, you killed it. So I'm like, all right. But yeah, so I'm there now, and I'm meeting Godfather, WWE Hall of Famer. He came through last week. He was at a signing down the street from me. It's kind of like between where he was doing the signing to my job is like midway from my house. And I was just like, I just shot my shot in the, like, not even in the DMs, like on the public ass post, like looking thirsty as hell. Like, bro, we live I work a stone's throw from where you're going to be. We'd love to have you. My man, his driver shoots me the number right under my comment, thirsty as hell. So like, I text him right back. To make sure that, this is me. This is the nigga who was watching out for your number. Hit me up. Bing, bing, bing. Couple of things had to happen. I go and talk to my inventory guy. I'm like, can we get a couple of samples for the Godfather, because he might be coming through. He's like, oh yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's like, all right, man, thank you. Get this together. I think I'm like, he's like, we might not make it through because he got to get to the sign. We're running a little late. It's raining out. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then, 5 minutes later, he's like, no, we're here. You got an infused joint? And I'm like, So I run down the stairs. I'm like, welcome. I got his stuff all set up. Bro, couldn't have been nicer. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. He's mad respectful. His like I had to scan his license, his Vegas license, like Charles Wright Jr. on this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like pass him the stuff, let him in. We walked around, took a little tour around. He was like mad. He was like super sweet to the girls. He wasn't like on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He was like a gentleman. Like
no whole train.
No whole train, none of that. Like I gave him a couple of infused pre-rolls, so I was the plug for Godfather. Like, so that was kind of dope. Considering like every now and again I'll say
now
something
you wouldn't get
like,
that teaching them damn kids.
No, fuck no. So it's like again, this is me.
That's like saying all your teachers was right. I did end up selling drugs.
That's right, nigga. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like when you're good enough at it, it is kind of like, yeah, nigga. Like you watch enough BMF, you be like, them niggas is a success, bro. Like
out of the millions of niggas that didn't sold drugs before, not everybody was good at it.
No, right, exactly.
Only a certain few rise to the top. And now I'm not saying that that's a good idea, blah blah blah, but only if it's only a certain few that's good at it.
As a nigga who respects a hustle, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like, yeah, now it was kind of Devil's Night was kind of tough. I didn't feel safe going to roller wheels all the time, but like y'all niggas did y'all thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got in Godfather's driver, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna lock your number in. Whenever he comes to town, we'll hit you up. I'm like, bro, I'm right down the street. Just playing it cool, like, because again, he was, I talked to him for like 5 minutes, and he was such a regular nigga. I forgot he was Papa Shango. He was such a regular, cool ass, big 62-year-old ass uncle ass nigga.
I'm more familiar with the Papa Shango character than like I remember the Godfather shit. Nigga, you Papa Shango. Like you can't have hoes now. Like
right.
Nigga, where's your skulls, nigga?
He had it.
Hey man.
He had it.
Can change.
Where's
he
the
had him, bro?
Dead president's makeup, nigga? That's
he had it. The nigga had it, bro. He know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's a professional. He definitely did a couple of you can go on his at The Godfather right now on Instagram, and you'll see him wearing them skulls and still looking big as hell, dog. Like
that's how you know it wasn't the roids.
I'm sure you should.
Cause like some niggas,
I'm sure you give him a couple dollars, he can get into the ring.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. He ain't taking no bumps, but he'll get in the ring. He'll clothesline you
for sure.
Hell yeah, for some bread. Yeah, and God.
Nah,
and God
I want to be
bless
able to body. If I'm gonna pay him, I need to be able to body slam him.
I don't think you can body slam him,
nigga. Let me tell you something.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can body
bro.
slam him.
We did like
He gonna have to jump with me,
bro. He don't. For one, them legs ain't doing nothing. All right, that he got the he got that walk. Unfortunately, like you do that business, you gonna have that walk, but bro, them hands is still huge, bro. Like I don't know, I ain't playing. Yeah,
Dame told a story a couple weeks ago on
this nigga still talking about walking on the top rope. He's still waiting on this nigga to walk on the top rope.
I can do it.
You can barely walk the fucking Detroit curb, nigga. You're not doing it.
So Eric may have a little knowledge because I remember back in the day, you was training to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah, man. Motor City Sports Club, bro. Under the guidance and tutelage of Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe. They would always tell you about how Andre the Giant threw him in the third row. That's how the nigga started conversations. Like,
did y'all really call that man Sweet Daddy?
Hell no. I mean,
I just want to make
by that time, I mean, I'm just respecting the man's moniker, but I didn't say it was my, but yeah, I mean, it was like a pimp character, it was like a space age Detroit nigga with big goofy glasses and a fur and all of that, it was, Meech and them probably watched it. And Gentleman Danny Cass, Rhino trained out of that gym. RVD and Sabu did more than a few shows there for ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling. But bro, that shit hurts. Like,
I bet.
in real life, everything about professional wrestling hurts, bro. Like, running the ropes is just like, it's like running into the whip. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit will leave you all lashed up and bruised just running off ropes, because it's just like, nah, it's steel cable in there. That shit don't feel good. You just have to callous that. Like, these niggas are some of the toughest people in the world.
I mean, it's only so much shit you can fake. I can't fake off a cage into chairs. like Mick
bro,
Foley, there's nothing you can fake about Mick Foley. It's not a thing.
Bro, this nigga ate a chair shot
But
from hell. A few. You know what?
Yeah, I'm
but
I
I
gotta
do
be
still
ashamed
feel
of
like I
this.
can get up to the top rope. I could get up to the top rope,
Nigga.
take at
That's
least a step or two. I could pull the old school with the Undertaker, or I feel like I could get up to the top rope, maybe pull off like a shooting star press.
Nigga, if you don't shut up. Bro, if you don't.
I'm about to tell you what Dame can do.
This nigga went for the most difficult move to do. I'm thinking this nigga talking about, I'll go up. Nigga, you hit the Brett's rope elbow. You know what I'm saying? I give you the Brett's rope elbow.
That's it. He can do the people's elbow, and that's about it, dog. Let me see if I can export this shit in a way that works for no, that's
You
it.
trying to export in a shooting star press so people can see how I could jump off the top rope?
That's it, Dame. Yep, that is.
Yep.
That's it right there, buddy.
Bro.
Boom,
Just Google it, folks.
Hey, damn, be in the hospital.
You'll see.
All over, they have your suite ready. Right this way, Mr. Bradley.
All right.
Well, what if I landed though?
I shut the fuck up.
Niggas don't never talk about the alternative.
Hey, nigga, you know me, I'll give it up. I don't like. I'm not a hater. Like, if you pull it off, shit, I'll eat all them words. But
I want you to take a look at this little video clip that Dame sent me as proof of, because I've never seen Dame do anything athletic. I've never seen him run. Not like let me run down to the like a quick jog to the vending machine.
Yeah, quick jog. Yeah.
I left my keys. You know,
yeah.
I've never
the beater and the slides on. Yeah,
I mean, like for the 20 some odd years, I've never. And he's gonna say, "Oh, you know,
Jay,
like I've never seen it."
You believe I walk so slow? One time you had to drop something off at the studio to me because you was at work. You was like, you should probably start coming down now because I can't stay. I just gotta drop it and turn it back around. You hadn't even left work when I started coming downstairs.
It take me
like that's how slow.
There. Like, that's what Dame sent me. What a damn shame. What a damn shame. And look how slow he's going on this curve. Your audio
balanced and poised.
You couldn't be when the video was going, we couldn't hear you.
Back to those steel cable ropes I was talking about. They're probably about a diameter of 3 inches, which is going to be about 1.5 inch on actual as a nigga who's like been in a wrestling ring before. That's the only expertise I have in this. Like, dog, physics don't operate like that, dog.
No. But you know, it's one of those things that's always gonna be a thing for the life of the pod. You feel me? It's gonna be
you saw, but I'm saying you saw the proof. You saw the proof.
No, I did not.
And like,
I did not
see. Ye of little faith, my nigga. Ye of little faith, nigga. I'm a luchador.
I got some of that tequila in the car. I mean, I go get your luchador.
Okay. I'm a motherfucking luchador, my nigga.
Yo, you do have a mask, though, right?
I got 2 masks. I haven't broke out the second one yet. I said for the next live event, I'm gonna pull out the second one.
Damn. I mean, you got a mask that checks out. Fuck.
This is a type of luchador that
Nah.
name is the tequila kind. That's
Nah,
it.
man. You don't make me bring out the conquistador.
Yeah.
Nigga, I can 450 splash. That's my finishing move. I was gonna hit it on Verge if we went to the apple orchard. We was gonna have, a harvest match. Haystack rules apply, and I was gonna hit that nigga with that shooting star press. But he ducked me again. He keep ducking me.
All right, yeah, okay.
Apple
this-
Orchard match sound like some 1995 WCW shit that they probably definitely had in the tank.
Because when you go out there to
You can,
in Armada at Blake's, when they
Mhm.
got the hunted
Yeah.
ride and all that shit, you get that match going out there. Yeah.
that's what we were supposed to go to. We were supposed to hit up Blake's because they had a tasting room.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I knew that shit wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, wild ass wrestling, like wild ass like independent wrestling is like
Oh yeah, that's what I was
it's
into.
so pure, bro.
James said a couple weeks ago that you are the one who got him into ECW.
Yeah,
ECW.
I remember the day,
I saw it over Eric House. I had never seen no shit like that before.
bruh.
Me and my homeboy Rich went over Eric House one Saturday, and like a real nigga, Eric lived in the basement,
Mhm.
and he was watching ECW, and I was like, they was doing shit that I didn't
Probably
see
for like the millionth
on
time too.
Yeah, they was doing shit I had never seen before, and I was like, oh, what's this? And like that nigga created a whole new addiction for a motherfucker.
Bro,
That was it. I was sold out. I was
so
sold out for ECW.
bro, I normally have a hard time accepting compliments. And like a lot of times it's just be feeling like you just poke me in the eye. But my favorite shit is putting somebody on to something that they consider their favorite shit. Because like you live forever with that person after that, and
Yeah.
like the same thing with anime, the same thing with especially with pro wrestling. I've always just been an ambassador of the shit that I like. So like, when niggas was like calling people weirdos for like an anime, I just simply shared what I had. And I will let you be the judge and be like, no, nigga just got punched in the head and his head blew up. That's just dope. As a 12, 13-year-old boy, being able to, come down the stairs with like the new wrestling tape or the anime where they actually are speaking Japanese, like that shit was a rush, bro. Like, and so like when people tell me stuff like, yeah, you was the one that put me on, you the one who told me about this, and it's like, sex is great, dog, but have you ever told your best friend, or have you ever showed your friend their favorite shit? Like, have you ever introduced your friend to their favorite shit?
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So you into a bunch of shit that traditionally the quote unquote hood are not into, but we all kind of fuck with, but that's never what they present to the world.
Yeah.
Like, because who didn't fuck with wrestling? You know
Exactly.
who didn't watch Dragon Ball Z? But they made that, like, for
Bro.
me, that was my extent of
Right.
because I got on Dragon Ball when I was like 12th grade or some shit.
Bro, I probably have one anime that you would love right now off the top of my head. It's called Psycho-Pass. So the world essentially, it's kind of like a suspicious utopia kind of thing. Like you only see like the happy people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like you only see the law and order. Everything's clean. Like they done figured something out. They done something. There are these little monitors all over the place that can like read biorhythms and tell if like you're in a normal mood, if you're sad, if you're upset, if you're in a murderous rage, it can tell. Okay. So then it'll be like, all right, you had a bad day, you caught your wife cheating on you or something, you come outside and you are jacked up, like I'm about to go pop the trunk, I'll be right back. Something is gonna go off and it's gonna be like, oh, nigga about to go kill somebody in Sector G. They send over robots and shit to like give you medication on the spot. Like they try to offer you some kind of point of no return. And then, if it escalates, they have an inspector and an enforcer come out. If you get to a certain point, they point their guns at you. The guns also have the biorhythms on them, and so they literally cannot pull the trigger if your biorhythms are like reading that you're calm. So like it's like they don't have any accidental shootings. They kind of
I just figured out a way to kill people and get away with it just that quickly.
see you're getting ahead of it because you're gonna like the way it goes. So I would say if you can find Psycho-Pass season 1, you would really enjoy it. Don't do the Jay Johnson thing and figure it out midway. Just
I would just make niggas really, really angry in that exact moment. As soon as they heart rate go up, you did.
Yeah, it's but that's kind of the thing. Like, yeah, that thing exists. Like, but you know, I won't ask a question because I want you to get to that point. Anyway, that's the thing that I just did. Like, that's kind of what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, yeah, everybody likes everything. Like, when you hear niggas talk about black people only like fried chicken and watermelon, like, nigga, fried chicken and watermelon is delicious. Like, yeah, of course, if I put you up on something else, like, yeah, pro wrestling is to me the greatest art form known to man. So like, it's did y'all start the Vince doc yet?
Yeah, I watched it.
There is a part where Vince McMahon talks about pro wrestling, and I am fuck Vince McMahon. All right, like he's made life a living hell for all the disclaimer, all the disclaimer, right? Fuck Vince McMahon, rest in piss, can't wait. But when he describes pro wrestling, you can tell it's the only thing he's ever loved. The way he talks about it and the package that Netflix put to it, like if it's one thing that you watch that part and it's like, damn, that's pretty ill. But that's kind of that. But I found that that's exactly the way I feel about it. So it was like, so I should be a wrestling promoter is what I'm hearing pretty much, like, because yeah, man, it was like, of course we talk about Papa Shango. Like, nigga, I loved it when Papa Shango was on there. I loved Doink, Duke the Dumpster Drosy. Like, people get.
Now, I'm an old nigga compared to some people. After the 90s and early 2000s, that shit wasn't the same wrestling for me no more.
No,
like, it's a different thing, and I'm not saying that is. And like Dame showed me a move for some random nigga. Like this is probably the sweetest wrestling move I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen no shit like that before. Like, I've never seen this move before. So I'm sure, like, as technology moves,
was it Petey Williams Canadian Destroyer?
It was some random dude. Dame, you know what I'm talking about?
You had to give me a little bit more.
I was gonna say, is it Petey Williams Canadian Destroyer?
You were showing me it was some. I forget what league it was and whatever. I was like, oh, I ain't never seen that shit before. Like, he did some cold shit, right?
Okay,
but,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. Niggas is doing cold shit, like,
yeah, but I don't think I ever watched wrestling for the cold shit per se. Like,
okay,
it felt it was different.
Yeah,
now, I was going through coming of age years, and everything probably seemed like doper or whatever when the shit that you grew up on. But like, I just feel like that shit was still better through the 90s, through the early 2000s, and now it ain't.
Them boys had to convey to you, like, because it's all about stories. It's all about stories. That's all it is. Even the match is story. Bret the Hitman Hart is my favorite wrestler of all time. He sent me a birthday greeting and all. We talk that. That's why I have a subtle Bret the Hitman Hart voice where he talks.
What up, though?
What up, though, loved ones? And he's really subtle when he talks about the art of professional wrestling.
When I watched the Vince doc, I felt more and more like the Montreal screw job was probably a little bit more Bret's fault than he want to take responsibility for.
Anyway, bro. They made so many documentaries about that shit.
I know that's your boy.
At this point, you can tell that Bret has let go of it and it has served him well. You know what I'm saying? He taking pictures with Cameron. He's smoking with Snoop. He got a beautiful black wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is good, man. He's made up with Shawn Michaels. He can walk up anywhere he wants. He can talk shit about whoever he wants, and nobody bats an eye. So
ever to wear a Jordan 11?
Yeah, bro. Before Mike. Before Mike. The nigga had the nigga straight up stole the Concords from Brett's boots, and but yeah, you know, I haven't gotten any royalties for that one yet, but you know,
no, Brett probably my favorite wrestler. My favorite character is probably Shawn Michaels, but like Brett's like the best wrestler.
Damn, that's some fire and ice shit right there. Like that's but yeah, of course they're the best of their time. Even though I fucking hated Shawn Michaels' guts, but just because you know I was a little privy to that's when we started like learning more about what was going on backstage, and you know him being an asshole to people, and I always thought like Shawn Michaels was a bad champion. Like he didn't have like that championship rivalry. He was always like dropping the belt for something stupid, or he got his ass whooped, or he lost a smile or something like that. So like that was always my issue with Shawn, was like he could get the belt, but he just didn't like elevate it to get sweaty about that shit. But with Brett looks at it like art. Like he literally is like thinks about the beginning, middle, and the end of a match, where he talks about you know, carrying Davey Boy. Me and Dame laugh about it, and probably it's probably really fucked up that we laugh about it.
That coke.
Damn, bro, that crack. It wasn't even coke. It was, story, bro. Oh no. No, we about to go on this. First of all, wait, I want a disclaimer, dog. Like niggas going through you know, their pain and addictions is fucked up. But you know we about to say some fucked up shit. If I end up, you know, working with Bret Hart, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have known this if you didn't tell this story, Bret. So that's me copping pleas from the future. Should I tell it like Bret?
So they wrestled at SummerSlam.
The night before SummerSlam, Davey had been up all night smoking crack with Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and you know, he comes in and he says, Bret, I'm fooked. Yeah, meant that he had completely forgotten every plan that we made for the match. So I had to call it in the ring, you know, the whole time with Davey. And you can see there's points in the match where I'm really, really irritated with Davey, and I kick him in the face this one part in the match, but because I'm trying to wake him up, basically, because he'd been up all night smoking crack with Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
That's fucking crazy. That's insane.
Bro, that's a real story. Like you can find it.
Jim the Anvil.
Yeah, the weekend at Bernie's that nigga for a whole wrestling match.
Bro.
He looks like somebody that would like
take like the glass. Anyway, like I said, I ain't here to, you know.
But he also looks like he don't ever like he would be like skinny.
No.
He just seems like he'll just be like, oh.
He kind of built for crack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Davey was kind of out of it. He was in over his head. Like, Neidhart is a nigga who could, like, I've heard this used where he could Neidhart could essentially turn crack into riboflavin. You know what I mean? Like, he used that shit like fiber, bro, to him. But for Davey, like, you know, he was probably trying to hang with the big dogs, no pun intended. And, you know, just like, no, he wasn't ready for that, because you know the next day he's going into the most important match of his life. Like Bret Hart has to carry him. So yeah, that was.
I got a question. This is not about wrestling at all. But I'm just wondering. Two questions. First part, second part. First, but did anybody watch the vice presidential debate yet last night?
I came in on the tail end of it. I got the closing statements.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it myself.
It don't matter.
JD Vance is in Michigan today. Now, have any of these presidential candidates, they've been to Michigan? It's like trip number 12 between Kamala, Trump, and the like. It's like trip 12 within the last month and a half. So within the last say month, like 12 times. Have they been to are they going anywhere else besides Michigan?
Bro, well, they're going to the battleground states. So they got Michigan, Pennsylvania, I think Wisconsin, maybe. There's a couple that Trump has flat out given up on, or so they say. I don't know. It's all bullshit, you know. It's like disclaimer. It's all bullshit. But Is Boston red? No. No,
Blue.
no. It's yeah, Boston is so Boston itself, Boston, Cambridge, Somerville, all like the northern part, that's heavily populated and they all go blue. It don't matter. Like Kennedy's from here. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be blue. Where I am, they got the smatterings. You'll see like, the weirdos driving their trucks up and down the street with the flags on them and stuff. I get them all the time in the store. It's like so I'm selling weed to a bunch of Trumpies, like, and it's just like that's just all it is. But no,
It's always weird to me when somebody's a fan of a particular politician.
it's so bizarre, bro. I don't care. I will never wear, like, my mom used to wear Obama shirts, and I was like, eh.
Like y'all are people. It's weird. So for the Trump
Yeah,
supporters, because like you're not a Republican or you're not just like Trump
no,
supporters
no,
aren't
yeah,
just Republican. They're not conservative. Like you
yeah,
specifically are a Trump supporter.
right,
When he wasn't
yeah,
in
like,
office, you was still like, it's him, it's him, it's him.
yeah,
And people
no, like they had a white lady walking down the aisle of a grocery store with a Trump flag tied around her neck like a cape, like a cloak. And I was just like, dear God, like literally, dear God, like dear Jesus.
and for like Kamala but I'm like, y'all not saying like, hey, I'm a leftist or I'm a real liberal and whatever. So whoever the candidate is, I'm voting for them. No, y'all like talk about the person. And like you can't put your faith in people because
Yeah.
the people will fail you. The people are infallible. Like I don't it's just so weird to me, man. It's
And
just
bro,
weird.
it all sucks. I'm thinking about running for like local government. Just like when I went voting again, this was a small town. It's to a lot. So I live in Whitman. Um, Whitman is the home of the chocolate chip cookie. Do you know they have no? Yeah,
Shout out to them because I love a
yeah,
fucking chocolate chip
bro. It's the only cookie. Everything else can go to hell. The chocolate chip cookie is the only cookie. And so literally
I
I
like a
can
good
walk.
oatmeal raisin.
All right, bro. No, nobody's proud of oatmeal. When you can walk to the home with the place where the chocolate chip cookie was first baked and sold and marketed or whatever, at the Toll House factory over here. But they don't have a factory anymore. It's a sign next to a rat infested Wendy's. It's a shame, really. And so I was like, I go up to the local studio. I'm talking to the guy and I'm like, y'all have like cookie competitions or anything? And he's like, no, maybe we should. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, so it's kind of like one of those things where I think in this small town, and I think that a lot of us have moved to these small towns, and a lot of us have these new ideas or ideas that they have never even thought of that we should implement because we should be playing the music that we want to hear at this point. It's easy enough to do. Like I said, this is a right up the street from me is local like TV studio, state of the art technology. Nobody's using it. They just got to spend it or they'll lose it. And so like I've been going up there. I've done a couple of things. I did the NXT shirt battle network. Did the welcome back for that because they got it's basically infinite resources, so I just got to go up there. And they did that like that quick. They're building the podcast studio. And to me, I'm like, y'all building me a podcast studio at this point because, it's available and I'm going to use it. And so we like used our libraries and all of that stuff because those are resources. And that's one thing I'm learning at this age is like, dog, there's an easier way to do this. There's a smarter way to do this. There's a better way to do. There's a way that gives me more money to do this. So, yeah, I've really just been kind of like taking that in, but, I went to the studio, y'all know I'm working on the Shredder podcast. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. Shredhead podcast is, again, we're talking earlier about the Uncle Phil character, Uncle Phil being the voice of Shredder. But what if he had a podcast because he had gone through therapy, and the podcast was basically about the New York Knicks. That is, and so it sounds ridiculous, but he's a black man who lives in New York. He wears purple. You know what I'm saying? He wears a navy enough color. Whatever. He kind of lives in the realm of like if you put Shredder in Above the Rim. Okay, so it's just like if you put Shredder in Above the Rim. He went to Job Corps in Detroit with Mike Epps. So it's just like it's so weird that it's normal, and it's so normal that it's weird, because it was like, you know, as a Ninja Turtles fan, it was always like, this shit is so weird. Like when I first heard Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was like I didn't know those 4 words would activate something in me. Like, so
I was a giant, and probably still am, Ninja Turtles fan. From the cartoon to the arcade games to the games, and when I was drawing, when I was a little kid, I first started drawing Disney characters because my mom had every Disney movie on VHS, so I drew all those characters. The Simpsons and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
like that's what I would draw over and over. Like I can
bro,
draw.
I put the Ninja Turtles through college, bro. I bought so many toys. Like,
and Shredder was just like his outfit was so cold.
that nigga look cold. Exactly.
Like, he really does look cold. Now, none of the movies got Shredder right. All the movies he looked ass. But like
you got to go back and watch that 1990. It's you consider the resources that they had.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Like he had sheer on or something. So I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Let me look again.
No, but also you also got. I mean, I know like the sequin was kind of weird, but it's based off like the '85 original Shredder, where he had like he's all like this really squatty, squirrely, kind of like wiry Asian dude. But you know, the cartoon, he was a little D's. He was dark. You know what I'm saying? He was voiced by Uncle Phil, so he was a little more D's.
Nigga, nigga Shredder.
Yeah, and so yeah, this version kind of pays homage to all of those, but primarily James Avery's, you know, whiny, you know, I'm gonna end up doing 50 facts about the Shredhead podcast before I do what I'm really about to do.
I'm looking at 1990 Shredder.
Uh-huh.
I'm not mad at the top of the hat.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at the spikes.
Yeah.
The mask is just a little too big, right? But to your point with the technology that they had, I don't like that sheer whatever he got on. I don't like that.
Yeah. The sequin is kind of wild until he start whooping their ass. Then it's like, oh no, he got that shit on, because once he started whooping their ass on the rooftop, it was like, okay, that's what that's made to do.
Cartoon Shredder just was cold.
It looked cold, yeah.
You know what
I got one for you right here. Hold on. I got another reason I got really cool with the guys at Buds was because they worked at this spot called Barrett's, and Barrett's is like a dinner theater kind of. They got like Halloween stuff. Like right now it's Halloween. It's their season, so they got like a scary house. They got haunted mansions. They got bloody demon faces and all of this shit. And one of the guys at work started. He was building a witch hat for this girl, and you know I used to cosplay a little bit, and you know, as I was saying before, so it came a long way from the foam that I had to. Hold on, I gotta unblur my shit real quick. Or actually, I'll just push back. But you know, he built this one for me.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, it's like, and it looks like, you know, people are like, dog, is that actual metal? I'm like, nah, it's foam. And yeah. But you know, it was just all I've been doing is working on this. You know, like
so I haven't tapped in. I'm not. So the podcast
is available right now.
it's a podcast, or is it more like telling a story?
So it's a podcast where he literally talks about shit that happened in the week. So he's talking scores from the game. He's
Actual
talking, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's so I've been a Las Vegas Aces fan for years now, and
Okay.
so is this Shredder. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I told y'all last year that y'all should have gone ahead and gave A'ja Wilson that MVP because now it's scorched earth. It's just like he just has been like on that shit forever. Also, the Ninja Turtles are dead in that world. He didn't do it. And so it's just so that we could focus on that, because the next step that I've already started is to film the sitcom called the Shredhead Podcast, the Situational Comedy. So it's
So the reason I asked that because
Mhm.
today, Apple Podcast just released like a new chart or a new category, and it's like about like series. I'm trying to find it right now. Where if
So-
like it's like scripted, sort of kind of like I think
right.
they're trying to like promote that and put it on the page and all that other good shit.
So yeah, it will be going that way. There is an underlying.
Apple
Okay.
Podcast launches new narrative series chart. Yeah, so like if you have like if Shredder, a narrative
Yeah.
series, if you, I'm like, all right, because I love podcasting. I mean, I love streaming the whole 9 yards, but like it's a lot of different things to podcast about that I want to do that have nothing to do with what I'm podcasting about like now.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad the conversation is going this way, bro.
I'll tell you this one podcast that I want to do.
God don't make no mistakes. I just want that to be known right now. The conversation we're about to break into right now.
And it's called 1998 Saved My Life.
Okay.
And what I want to do with this podcast is I want to start on January the 1st, 1998. And I want to take a look at every hip hop music release every week, what came out that week, and go through all those albums. Because quite literally, in hip hop and music, 1998 is when I fell in love with the version of hip hop, the person I am now. I fell in love with the music like in 98. And 98 it's my GOAT year of music. When you think about 98, you think about whether it's a Mace, whether it's a Cam
X,
or
It's
DMX,
Dark and Hell is Hot. Yeah.
Jay-Z or Corrupt or Cannabis or No Limit or fucking like everything.
Yeah. No, it was crazy.
Jay-Z, like everybody who you can think of who was important in music.
Damn.
In 1998. What were released?
No, Docs the Name. Docs the Name was that? It was 98.
But I'm
Was
gonna
the Belly
go.
soundtrack 98?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Belly
Belly,
soundtrack?
Belly wasn't 98.
I don't know if we got Belly. We
No.
definitely got Doc's the Name.
Yeah, Docs the Name.
The Love Movement, Tribe Called Quest, Still Standing by Goody Mob.
Damn,
Okay.
Belly soundtrack did come out in 1998.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like 1998.
Lyricist Lounge.
I should trust myself.
So with
Listen,
this
man.
pod, what I'm going to do is starting January 1, whatever that Tuesday was, right? And I'm dropping on Tuesday,
DMX and Cannabis.
and I'm going through every album,
Ugh.
and talking about that. Now, each of those episodes are not only going to have me on there. I can reach out to, because every one of those albums didn't mean everything to everybody, right?
Mhm.
So if it's an album with the week Cannabis dropped or whatever, with me and X amount of Cannabis niggas, or me, whatever the case may be, and one album or one episode may be devoted to one album, one may be devoted to the week, but I want to do that for that series, right? I can at least get 52 episodes out of that. But
Absolutely.
I know more, right? But like,
Absolutely.
I want to do shit like that. That don't got nothing to do with today's topic. That don't got nothing to do with what's going on right now. But 1998 saved my life, changed my life, whatever the title gonna be. But I want to go week by week. If I can get in contact with some of these artists or producers or whatever the case may be, because
I'm going to send you the information of Dart Adams. He's Shea Serrano's fact checker and kind of like one of my OGs around here. one of the dudes who the nigga will drop an essay on you in a minute. Like,
I've
yeah,
seen,
He's a journalist.
yeah, I've seen.
yeah, historian, yeah, and a real nigga. You know, he set me up for a few opportunities. Put a couple bucks in my pocket, you know, and was never funny acting. You know, if he couldn't do something for me, he let me know. If he could do something for me, you know what I'm saying? If I asked him to read some shit, I asked him to read something the other day from another homie, Omar Holman. You know, but it's just about these connections, bro. Like this is
Now,
why I'm happy to be here, but for sure.
the reason that your podcast that you just explained is so interesting is because it's so niche. It's nothing like anything else, and that be the type of shit that be it be the thing because it don't sound like nothing, and it's like original and it's idea and it sound fucking madly entertaining.
The funny thing is, and I think like, you know, I listen to I think I kind of ran into the dilemma of like listening to y'all and then listening to Joe Budden and then listening to a couple of other folks. Everybody's talking about the same thing and it's everybody's take. And by the time I already listened to y'all first, I'm tired of it. So it's like, I don't want to hear what this nigga got to say about it because everybody got the same thing to say. But Shredder is also going to talk about that shit. Shredder is also going to talk about the nigga Navy on Twitter. Shredder is also going to talk about, you know, $200 dates, like how absurd they are.
Japan.
Yeah, I see. Why would you put a price tag on the baby girl? Why we just can't? I just can't keep it player. But you know, it's just like that where I was able to where the content is right there, but you know the conduit now is super different because I'm using the soundboard to be in place of Krang. So it's like, you know, it's me and my soundboard, but it sounds like I'm having a conversation with a nigga who can only talk through a soundboard. I learned that by working with kids who could only talk through soundboards. You know,
right about now, we gonna run up on this game.
right.
Or we can just go like this. You feel me? We having a whole little master splitter.
You know what I mean? It just it's easy to do.
I'm glad I got on here and Jay Johnson start doing voices. That shit was it's spreading, dog. No,
he turned up the game a little bit on that last one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's you know, it's right there, but you know, it's just taking all of these life experiences, all the places I've worked and all the people I've ever met, like, you know, and taking stuff from them. Like my brother used to say like the national BA talking about the NBA. And so like every time Shredder is talking about the National Basketball Association, he calls it the national BA. In the event that I mess up and say NBA, I have to correct myself and say national BA. The NBA is actually the Ninja Basketball Association. So sorry. And he apologizes profusely. Like that's just like a device. That's the badia. That's all, folks. Like there's a technique to saying that Porky Pig shit, bro. Like niggas are like not playing. There's an actual, if you write out what he's saying, it's you're actually supposed to say, it's not just badia. It's like it's a rhythm, it's syllables in that shit that like only the like top niggas can do, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up looking up to all these dudes, the James Averys, the Peter Cullens, the fucking you know what I'm saying, Welker, you know what I'm saying, who he did 3 voices in Aladdin. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. God, how am I not remembering his first name? But Welker, he was Abu, he was the Tiger, and he was the Cave of Wonders. And so, like, you know, those are small parts but huge parts, like from one voice.
Man, speaking of anime, Yumacon, you familiar with Yumacon?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be here the 31st to the 4th downtown. I might slide through just because.
Yeah, bro. Find you something off an anime you're comfortable wearing. Because if you go down there just in civilian clothes, you're gonna feel weird. First time I did that, I thought I was, like, yeah, no, bro. I felt left out. Like niggas had spiky hair and big flower kimonos on and stuff, and I'm just like, oh no, I came down here thinking I came down there in like a
rock a Dragon Ball Z shirt or some t-shirt.
something, but I'm saying you gotta like pay homage to the culture that's going on in there, because that's we talk about you talk about the culture, you talk about being one half of the culture, you go down there, that's some culture class shit, bro. Like I went to Anime Boston for the first time, and they was just walking around the hallways yelling Marco Polo, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I've been to Anime Boston, like 8 times. I still don't know what the fuck Marco Polo is supposed to be. It's
Every time they see a black person, they scream out Marco Polo.
It's so many niggas there, bro. Like it's a lot of niggas there too. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, all right. Marco Yo Polo, my nigga. Like, I told you they don't fuck around over here, bro. These niggas is niggas. Like,
man, I don't know nothing about Boston, dog.
Come through, bro. Like, come through.
I do want to go to Boston. I want to own some photography shit because, like, the city is old as hell, and a bunch of national landmarks and just all the shit I've seen in movies that I would love to.
Yeah, bro. Like it's like this. What you call it, the cemetery over there. It's like they couldn't touch it, so it's just big ass buildings next to these old colonial cemeteries.
How far is Boston from Detroit in a drive-in?
If you go through Canada, like 9 hours. Going through the States, 14.
That's a nice little road trip. I can do that shit on a weekend.
It ain't bad. But yeah, I used to record in a place that was a flop house where Malcolm X and Martin Luther King stayed before. So it was like,
because reading the autobiography of Malcolm X and realizing that his sister stayed in Boston and how when he stayed in Boston, I didn't know. I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, that place like a lot of culture there. So
yeah, it is. They definitely have done their fair share to try to get rid of it. The Harriet Tubman House was and it wasn't a house that she didn't live there, but it was I don't know, maybe, but on the land it's a very black part of town that they have super what do you call it, not gerrymandering, the other shit with Furious Styles. Furious Styles was talking about that shit. Gentrified. Thank you. Damn. But yeah, it's very, very, very gentrified over there. So that's what I was saying. But they gentrify their own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't expect no loyalty. These the white folks out here is kind of cold too. Like niggas is out cold because they built the buildings, like I said, right over their own colonial graves. So
like right now, the city of Detroit just eminent domain dozens of homes because they're trying to build these electric. They're trying to turn the city areas in the city into fields of like solar power. Or neighborhoods or whatever. And they like, some of you niggas gotta go. Dozens of y'all got to go.
It's so funny because the first episode of the Shredhead podcast, Situational Comedy, is about solar panel niggas trying to sell Shredder solar panels. So it's going to be so regular. It's Curb Your Enthusiasm, but Shredder. It's like, think about that. Man.
Dang, man, you got some music this week, dog?
Nah, not really, man. I ain't nothing really kind of crossed my palate this week. If something do, I'll update, the playlist and talk about it next week. But nah,
you mind if I throw something up, man?
I ain't really came across nothing.
Let's say, you mind if I throw something
Eric,
up, man?
Well, I got a bad connection on my end. Eric, say that again for me.
Is that me?
No, I hear you.
Okay. No, I was saying, you mind if I throw something on it then?
Go ahead.
So yeah, I was gonna say full disclosure. I was high as an eagle booty and fresh out of therapy before I got on this call. So so I had to listen to some Larry June to get myself right. Larry June doing it for me. As somebody that is learning that I gotta do my shit for me. You know what I'm saying, in therapy and working, just on myself. Like it is pretty motivational. Not to Larry Jones, I love him, toxic, but it's just the right amount.
And I've been, I wasn't the
I get
biggest June fan. I didn't have the music, but every time I say that, people respond to me and give me songs to listen to. So I've carved out a nice little Larry June playlist with some shit that I really fuck with. So I get what people like about him.
Without You is my absolute shit. It's got to be my favorite song right now.
Let me see if that's on the playlist.
yeah.
I'll take my playlist, my current playlist with the Larry June, and you tell me if
do Without You. Yeah, hell yeah. Add that one on there.
I got P.
Okay.
Smoothies in 1991. 89 Earthquake.
Absolutely.
Another Day, Part 2. I'm Him.
Yeah.
Green Juice in Dallas. Smoothies at Midnight. And Watering My Plants. Just off the title alone, this nigga seems mad mellow.
That nigga, dog, it's like it's successful dad rap.
I do water plants.
Yeah.
I do drink smoothies. I am him. And I do wake up another day.
Yeah. Turkish Cotton too. It's off the same album as 89. That's off the Great Escape album. So if you want to go,
that Great Escape album was so good.
The Great Escape album
all
kind
the
of,
beats.
you know how you felt about like Teflon Don.
Perfect album.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about.
Perfect.
That's kind of how. It's pretty good. Like it's one of those like, man, let me just go ahead. Well, I'm not gonna bullshit because you throw that on and you just drive, bro. Like, you got a later model car, you want to drive in that shit, man. Like
Teflon Don is it's 10 songs, right? It's like
very
10
good.
songs, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Only reason I don't say is it's a perfect album. It's 11 songs. The only thing, and these two songs are not bad songs at all. They're both bangers. But track number 8, MC Hammer, and track number 9, BMF, is the same song.
Yeah, it's the same song, but
it's the same beat. And they back to back on the album. He should have put them. All you had to do was put it something different, because like back to back, you can hear like this the same song.
Nah, for me, it's kind of like, to me, going from, what do we say? He said MC Hammer to BMF. It's like, this is gonna sound wild, but fuck it, I'm on the Shop Talk podcast. You know the transition from I Would Die For You to Baby I'm a Star? That's how I view that. Because we just gonna let the good times roll. For me, like, especially I'm normally in the gym when I listen to that album. I'm off that super sour orange. I'm lifting the whole gym, and I need that. I need that to keep it going. But for me, I don't mind that at all. Especially,
I love those two songs back to back.
Yeah,
I love those two songs back to back. Because I like MC Hammer more than I like BMF.
But we all know the moment that BMF was.
Yeah,
the nigga say Subaru rally
all
car.
Summer. It was all summer.
Well, the way you say Subaru rally car off of that shit is like, it hit different.
Yeah, this is 49 minutes of fire. It's 20 songs.
Yeah. Damn, that's perfect.
July 20th, 2010.
Yeah.
That's about to be 15 years for this joint.
I listened to that shit like it just came out. Still do. But
yeah, that's a perfect album for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, 89 earthquake, Larry Jones. My bad, Turkish Cotton and The Great Escape.
Yeah. My whose man's is this week. It's tough, man. This is pretty tough. This is not even a laughing matter.
We're all gonna die, bro.
This is bad, man. This one goes out to the DMC, specifically Detroit Receiving, who have had a person raped, and 2 deaths in the last 73 days.
Bro.
And they understaffed. They had like 3 people watching like 26 people or some shit like that. A woman took her own life. 2 different people who were restrained in 4-point restraints, raped and sexually assaulted, while there was another person in the room playing on her phone, not paying attention to one of the other psychiatric patients, raping and sexually assaulting someone. This is beyond disgusting. This is beyond unacceptable. Like, people have quite literally lost their lives because of, I don't know, for-profit hospitals. You feel me? Like, when you're a for-profit hospital is it's like, can we cut people? Because like, how you understaffed, like there are no other people that want to work here, or you just not hiring right now? Like, how are there no people to hire in the medical field? Like, it ain't shit but nurses out here. Like, I just don't understand. Even if you just did what, like in the like in a ward, when somebody attempted to commit suicide and then 4 days later they commit suicide in their room, in custody. Like, it doesn't make sense, man. It was a whole investigation thing on Channel 7 News, WXYZ. Clearly the first nigga to get to a website name, because who don't want WXYZ
right
as a website? They was clearly early in the .com business, but channel, listen, man, that's horrible, man. We gotta, I don't know what kind of words I can say to describe the disgust, but like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, there are so many, not even industries, but so many, like, you know, so many public sector things where that happens. Like, I used to work at Don Bosco Hall in Detroit, and you could just see the negligence there, and you know, just the way it smelled in there, just the way, you know, these kids were abused and neglected, but they tried to, you know, because of where they were, because of the lack of resources, like, you know, that place should have been Disney World. You know what I mean? Like, these kids need rehabilitation. They need, you know, counseling. They need training. And, you know, we could afford 4 guys in a hall to watch them overnight, you know? So again, man, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, that's it, bro.
Big thanks.
That's it.
Big thanks. That's all I got, man. Dame. You hear that fake music?
Oh, so as tradition, when we have guests on Shop Talk Podcast, we always let our guests go first to get their socials. So no need to break tradition. Eric, please go ahead and do the do.
Yeah, man. You can check me out at ILA_POW, Isla Powell, or most recently, and you know, the quickest way to get to me is at Saki_the, like the stallion, Shredder _Shredder. So Saki_the Shredder, whatever. Figure it out. But yeah, that way, and be on the lookout for the Shredhead podcast. That's available, and the Shredhead podcast, situational comedy, is on the way.
I'm tapping into the Shredhead podcast.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's very regular, but it's very weird.
Dang.
Hey, man, we support you, our peoples. I want for my brother what I want for myself. It's your man Dame 3_313 on TikTok, and on Instagram, Wild Dame 313 on Elon Musk. Hey man, we gonna keep coming with content, good, strong episodes. Where you see the blue and the black, you know where you at.
Shout out to y'all. Shout out to E for stopping in for episode
For sure.
442. You feel me? We never stopping. Well, technically, I said we gonna go at least to 10-year mark. So you got the year and a half to 2 more years for us to get rich.
Yeah. I saw the flyer too. So yeah, shout out to what y'all got going on.
Oh yeah, that flyer. Oh yeah.
Are we gonna be at Sound Off Sundays? Their
Hey,
10-year
Off
anniversary,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
ours.
yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Right. Sound Off Sundays, November the 17th between 7 and 11 p.m. $20 entry. Sound Off Sunday 10th anniversary, hosted by Ken Brass and Big Fule. Is that an F? Yeah. Big Fule. Shadow Gallery, which is that 1533 Winder Street. We got some performances, you got some vendor opportunities. Sounds by DJ Culinary, Food by Premium Taste, and Shop Talk Podcast gonna be in the building. If they got some Wi-Fi, we going live on the pod. Just how we are right now. People can tap in. We might stream some of the event. You feel me? Like I just need a strong Wi-Fi connection, and we in that bitch. You see the blue and the black. This the blue. Let me move on. Yeah, this is the blue, and this is the black. You feel me? Blue and black.
It's there.
Blue and the black. You know where you at? Shop Talk Podcast. I'm not saying we the Rockefeller Podcast, but we are Jay and Dave.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody say, "Come on, Dave, you gotta hit me with the head."
Dang. Come on now.
My bad, man. I was having a little technical difficulty at the end here. My apologies.